Imagine standing in the middle of a bakery aisle in a British supermarket, your eyes scanning the shelves for a pack of wraps for a family lunch. Dozens of brands sit side by side, making endless promises of softness, convenience, and health benefits. On your left, you pick up a large 8-pack of Tesco own-label wraps, priced at a mere £1.40. But as you flip to the back, you immediately frown at a long, complex list of chemical ingredients: palm oil, glycerol, emulsifiers, and preservatives. Putting it down, your right hand reaches for a pack of Crosta Mollica Piadina, a premium brand. It costs £2.10 for just 4 wraps, more than double the price of Tesco. But its ingredient panel shines with absolute purity, containing exactly 4 things: durum wheat semolina, water, extra virgin olive oil, and salt. Your survival instinct instantly tells you that the expensive pack is undoubtedly the safest and healthiest choice. However, the scientific truth hidden behind the numbers tells a completely opposite story. That clean-looking pack contains a staggering 1.5 grams of salt per 100 grams, whereas the cheap additive-filled pack provides twice the amount of food with much better controlled salt levels. So, are you actually paying for genuinely superior quality? A cleverly designed label that manipulates your psychology? Or are you simply trapped in the food industry's matrix? Welcome back to Basket Verdict, where we tear through marketing illusions and deliver the most naked truths on supermarket shelves. Today, we are launching an in-depth investigation into 7 of the most popular wrap brands in the UK. By the end of this journey, you will know exactly which wrap delivers the ultimate economic value for your family, which one truly preserves the authenticity of artisan baking, and which gluten-free option is worth every single penny thanks to its superior nutritional structure. But before we unmask each brand, we need to shatter a classic psychological trap that almost every consumer falls into: the illusion of front-of-pack calories. BFree's wraps proudly boast 94 calories. Old El Paso claims 122 calories, while Tesco shoots up to 173 calories. Many dieters would immediately throw the Tesco pack away for fear of weight gain. But what is the mathematical truth? The BFree and Old El Paso wraps only weigh around 41 to 42 grams, significantly smaller than Tesco's massive 61-gram wrap. When a wrap is slashed in size, its calories, salt, and carbohydrates will naturally be lower. It does not mean the formula is lighter or more effective for weight loss. It simply means you are eating less food. That is why, in this investigation, we strictly standardize our nutritional comparisons per 100 grams before evaluating individual wraps. Another vital rule: a long ingredient list does not automatically turn a product into a toxic chemical dump. For a thin tortilla to roll tightly around a hot meat filling without tearing, and to sit safely on a supermarket shelf for weeks without going moldy, manufacturers must rely on food technology. Glycerol is added to retain moisture, emulsifiers help bind oil and water for softness, and preservative salts inhibit bacterial growth. That is science, not poison. Understanding their functions helps us judge these products much more fairly. Let's begin by exposing the 4 products that, despite having certain merits, sadly miss out on our top 3. First is Warburtons gluten-free white wraps, an incredibly familiar name in the dietary world. Priced at £2.90 for 4, it caters perfectly to those with gluten intolerance. To create elasticity without wheat's natural gluten network, Warburtons relies on a matrix of starches like rice, tapioca, and maize, combined with gums and preservatives. However, when weighed against its direct competitor, Warburtons falls completely flat nutritionally, offering significantly lower protein and fiber whilst the price remains virtually identical. Next is the giant, Mission Original Tortilla Wraps. Having a pack of 6 extra-large wraps with a handy resealable zip is a fantastic packaging feature. If you manage to grab it during a supermarket promotion for £1.40, it is a genuine bargain. But at its standard price of £1.80, you are paying an unjustifiable brand tax. It is more expensive than supermarket-owned labels, offers fewer wraps, and its fiber content per 100 grams is rather underwhelming. Mission's ingredient panel is also filled with rapeseed oil, glycerol, emulsifiers, and preservatives. Nothing more premium than the budget alternatives. The fifth candidate is Old El Paso regular soft flour tortillas, the uncrowned king of family fajita nights. An 8-pack of small wraps costs around £1 and 85 pence. Its brightest highlight is a significantly shorter formula than its mainstream rivals, and notably, the complete absence of preservatives in its official ingredient list. However, this cleanliness comes at a heavy nutritional cost. The fiber content hits rock bottom at 1.6 grams per 100 grams. Essentially, it provides very little value beyond empty carbohydrates to fill your stomach. Nipping at its heels in fourth place is Sainsbury's plain flour tortillas. This pack shares the exact same £1 and 40 pence price tag for 8 wraps as Tesco, but each wrap is smaller, weighing only around 40 grams. Looking on the bright side, this is an excellent choice if you strictly want to control portion sizes, keeping your salt and calorie intake per meal to a minimum. It also scores ecological points by using rapeseed oil instead of palm oil. Nevertheless, its texture remains heavily engineered by industrial stabilizers and emulsifiers, leaving it without the necessary breakthrough to reach the leading pack. Walking past these 4 products, you will notice a cold rule of the supermarket aisle. Simplicity is not always better, and complexity is sometimes a strict necessity. Crosta Mollica's Piadina has exactly 4 natural ingredients but incredibly poor fiber, while BFree contains a dozen unfamiliar chemical names, yet boasts a staggering 21 grams of fiber per 100 grams. So which 3 options are truly exceptional, offering the most legitimate and compelling reasons to open your wallet? Sitting in third place is BFree gluten-free soft white wraps, the absolute master of the specialist category. At £3 for 4 small wraps, it pushes the value to £17 and 86 pence per kilogram, making it the most expensive item in this entire investigation. But in return, it is a true nutritional powerhouse. By blending rice protein, bamboo fiber, inulin, and psyllium husk, BFree's food engineers have created a structural miracle, pushing fiber to a record-breaking 21 grams and protein to 15 grams per 100 grams. Each wrap contains a mere 94 calories and 0.31 grams of salt. No matter how complex the ingredient list may be, if your digestive system rejects gluten, but you still crave a rich source of nutrition to build muscle and support gut health, BFree brilliantly justifies every single penny. The runner-up goes to Crosta Mollica Golden Durum Wheat Piadina, the symbol of original purity and traditional baking art. This 4-pack of thick flatbreads costs £2 and 10 pence. No emulsifiers, no moisture stabilizers, no industrial preservatives. It conquers the most demanding customers with a rustic formula, exactly as it would be needed in a kitchen in Italy's Emilia-Romagna region. 67% durum wheat semolina, water, 8% extra virgin olive oil, and salt. The use of olive oil instead of industrial palm oil not only delivers a phenomenal texture, but also creates an irresistibly distinctive flavor. However, the trade-off for this purity is a salt content of 1.5 grams per 100 grams, because in a formula devoid of chemical preservatives, salt plays a crucial role in inhibiting bacteria. The thick, dense texture of the piadina also means you need to pan heat it at high temperatures rather than eating it cold like a standard tortilla. If you are willing to pay a premium to completely eliminate industrial additives, this is your undisputed champion. But the crown, the product that shatters every competitor in terms of practical value and ultimate economics, belongs to a completely unpretentious name: Tesco plain white tortilla wraps. Let's break down the maths. An 8-pack of large 61-gram wraps, equivalent in size to the branded Mission ones, but the standard shelf price bottoms out at just £1 and 40 pence. That works out to a mere £2 and 87 pence for a kilogram of food. Despite that unbelievably cheap price, it still provides fiber at 3.7 grams per 100 grams, far exceeding many of its pricier rivals. Certainly, we must candidly acknowledge its drawbacks. A long ingredient list featuring palm oil, raising agents, and emulsifiers. The salt content per wrap also reaches 0.6 grams due to its massive size. But let us look at real life. If you are a parent needing to prepare filling lunchboxes for a family of 4, requiring wraps large and durable enough to be stuffed with grilled chicken, beans, and lettuce without tearing halfway through, and, crucially, being able to chuck the leftovers straight into the freezer to maintain their texture for next week, then no other brand on the market today can provide such a massive, versatile, and convenient volume of food for less than £1.50 pounds. The food additive technology in this pack has executed its mission flawlessly, keeping the cost incredibly low whilst maintaining a perfect physical structure for the user. The greatest lesson the supermarket aisle teaches us today is not to spread fear about chemicals. It teaches us not to let front-of-pack numbers manipulate our psychology. A short, original ingredient list can come with a very high salt content, and a record low calorie figure is often just a trick that distorts the actual size of the product. An expensive gluten-free wrap is not necessarily better if it lacks fiber, and a cheap, additive-filled pack can sometimes be the saving grace for a family's grocery budget. The best pack of wraps is not the one with the cleanest-looking label or the highest price tag. It is the one that perfectly aligns with your financial goals and your family's actual nutritional needs. The next time you stand in front of the bakery shelf, manually flip the packaging over. Compare the weight of each wrap, analyze the fiber per 100 grams, and divide the price by the total weight to find the truest value per kilogram. Send this analytical guide to the person responsible for the shopping in your household, especially if they are still hypnotized by diet claims without knowing the truth about product sizing. And don't forget to follow Basket Verdict, where we will continue to dissect the deepest secrets of the food industry in our upcoming investigations.